New tonight, another delay in the opening for Woodbury County's new law enforcement center.
The project contractor, Houseman Construction, now says the substantial completion date should be in April 2024 instead of later this week as initially planned. KTIV's investigative reporter Matt Hoffman joins us now to tell us a little more on why the law enforcement authority doesn't agree with the timeline. And so, Matt, what do we know now?
Yeah, Jessica, we know the authority says the issue is a fire damper system and security measures on those air ducts that were not included in the original plans provided for by the contractor. That issue was only recently discovered just a few weeks before the planned opening. Now, the authority has overseen the project since the beginning in 2020. The authority does not agree with the cost or the 210 calendar days it would take to fix the issue. These dampers have to be installed before final painting, testing, and balancing. And the new April 9th opening date isn't the only issue. The authority says it will cost just shy of $1.8 million to install the damper system and other security measures.
The authority's not any happier about it than the people of Woodbury County. This was not included in the original plans for the building, and it was a problem with the architect and the engineer firm.
Now, concerned citizen William Burrows attended today's meeting. He believes the authority is conducting a shell game with all of these delays.
Quite frankly, nothing shocks me anymore as far as this project is concerned. I actually didn't know what to expect.
Now, the authority met in closed session with its attorneys for about an hour, and the authority chairman says litigation is still possible. He hopes the contractor will shorten its new timeline and then cover any costs. And that $1.8 million number doesn't include the lost revenue the authority was counting on to house federal prisoners that now can't move in.
All right, Matt Hoffman in the studio. Thanks, Matt, for that update.